demonstration of what we are building here.
So this is the time of year when all your channels come out and argue with one another about celebrate Christmas, don't celebrate Christmas, celebrate Christmas, don't celebrate Christmas. And like holier than thou, everyone's got a story. And we're not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that. We do that argument all the time. Every time a video comes out, there's a new piece of that argument. So you should know it by now, but just in case you don't, here's our Christmas recap for you, because if you're not in the Davidic Covenant, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem.
All right, listen. Don't any of you do that again. I will shut that shit down, no exceptions.
Now we're going to open, I'm just going to warn you, we're going to open a big old can of worms with Micah here. So we're going to go straight to the Greek, because there's a couple things here I want to show you. Hi, and welcome to our Bible study channel.
Energy. Energy. You cannot fuck with this. Energy. You cannot fuck with this energy. Love to all those in the steps. All of those who are listening. Don't miss the message, judging me. You cannot fuck with this energy. Energy.
These are videos that go pretty in depth. First thing you should probably do is pause and read our 12 rules for reading biblical text. And if you don't like the 12 rules, or you don't understand the 12 rules, well, I don't have time to explain them all. Go back to the book that I wrote and uploaded on this channel, which takes you through the entire arc and how we made these quote-unquote 12 rules as a framework of what we found after 7 years digging meticulously and carefully through the text. So if you're confused, go do that. If I refer back, well, that's probably because we actually post these things in order. So they're all done in series. And if you jump in at the middle of a series without any schema or background knowledge, and you get all pissed off, well, that's also not our problem. This is a group where we go line by line, scroll by scroll through the text. Warning, we are not language sensitive, so if you can't handle some cussing, it's not the place for you. We also do not endorse nor approve of pretty much any mainstream theology. So if you're looking for that, also definitely not the place for you. We do a video about the characters that we use in our Bible study series. And the reason we do this is sort of so that they can kind of get in your head. So we do have a video explaining why we chose the people we chose and how their sort of energy characteristics go along with the biblical characters to modernize it for people so they know what the heck we're reading. Clearly, the Roman Church was not doing their job and looking for the lost sheep of the reunited House of David. So that's what we're doing, okay? We're taking that away from them because they screwed it up. The brilliant rabbis also down there in Babylon are also not looking for the lost sheep of the reunited kingdom of David. So you're not going to hear, let's follow Rome. And you're not going to hear, let's follow the rabbis. on this channel. Because, you know, sorry, not sorry, but the Bible wasn't actually written for the corrupt Levitical priesthood post-Babylon and Persia to read it through their little janky books. And it also wasn't written to be read through the eyes of pagan 4th century church fathers. So we're not doing that either. You guys can both have a seat. Oddly enough, the Bible also wasn't written to be read through the eyes of some dumbass scholars with pieces of paper that say they're smarter than everyone, but have never seen a Davidic covenant in their life. Not written for them either. You know who it's written for? It's written for the reunited house of David, who are actually in covenant and are actually the sheep. That's who it's written for. That's why nobody else can understand what the heck's going on. What you are going to hear is what you're supposed to hear, which is, let's follow the king. And let's get started.
So, we are going to war.
Comes from the seed of the Ephrathites. And I don't care where Jesus is born. I've said it before, I'll say it again. According to Micah, in this prophecy, Jesus could be born in New Jersey as long as he's an Ephrathite, the Davidic sons of Rachel. And that remnant is always preserved, separated, and strategically positioned. And you, Bethlehem, of the house of Ephraim, not the house of Judah. Okay? This is lineage. This is tribal. This is what I'm telling you. The land given in the Abrahamic Covenant was Bethlehem Ephrathah, the house of the Ephrathites, Rachel's sons, Rachel's burial, Abrahamic Covenant, Genesis 48. So now that people are starting to hear about this two-kingdom thing, they're like, oh, shit, we can't pretend to be Judah and Israel anymore. We got to kind of bring this second house into our nefarious plans. Now we have to explain that there's two houses. How are we going to do that? Because we've said we're Judah and we've said we're Israel, but Ephraim's Israel, so now what do? This is a DNA seed line remnant. Davidic sons shall come forth. The one being the ruler of Israel, not in Israel, of Israel.
Now, I know that is a mighty big, nasty pill to swallow. But swallow it, you most certainly motherfucking will.
God of God, light of light.
But if you can go back and study 2 Samuel 7, 8 through 17 and 27 through 29, and really study David and study the amount of times in the New Testament that Jesus is called the son of David and refers to himself as the son of David, and understand this prophecy. And you can tear apart 2 Samuel. You can tear apart this prophecy. I'm not even going to give you the other ones. We're just this one. And tear this apart for me and tell me how you get around David. Because you're not going to get around David. I tried to get around David. You can't get around David. Wherever you go on this rabbit trail, you are going to run into the wall of David.
I don't want to kill you people. Just want to make that clear from the get-go. I want you to work for me, and you can't do that if you're fucking dead now, can you?
Lo, he abhors not the virgins.
No! Oh, no. That? Oh, my! That is a no-no. The whole thing. Not one bit of that shit flies here.
Why would you look for me? I want you to think about that answer that Jesus gave. This is what the king said. Okay? The king said, Why would you look for me? Why are you guys freaking out? Why are you freaking out? Don't you know? Should I be in my Father's house? Meaning God? Why were you looking for me? Of course I'm in God's house. I'm in my dad's house. I'm with God. But here's the more interesting thing about this scene.
Anyway, that's not how it works. Now, I already told you people. First one's free. Then what I say? I said I will shut that shit down. No exceptions.
Jesus said, why were you searching for me? Didn't you know that I have to be in my Father's house? What are you talking about, Jesus? They said to them, what? They didn't understand him. But they, mom and dad, did not understand what he said to them. Why wouldn't he understand? Why wouldn't Mary know what Jesus was talking about? What are you talking about, Jesus? Like, here's your father's right here, Joseph, right? Is that what she means? Why don't they understand? If he is this virgin birth child, I mean, she got impregnated by God himself, right? Jesus is God himself, and Joseph had nothing to do with it. It's no, right? You telling me Mary doesn't know that God is his father? Why doesn't she know God's his father?
Now, I don't know what kind of lying assholes you've been dealing with, but I'm a man of my word. First impressions are important.
And this line is key. Accepting the promise and sealing the covenant with God. So David, upon accepting the anointing of kingship, is coming into a covenant with God. There's that word again. I told you in Revelation, learn what a covenant is. A covenant is huge. And generally, the person who fucks up the covenant, I don't know, who do you think it's going to be? Do you think God is going to break his promise? God doesn't break promises. God doesn't go back on his covenants. If your God is a God that breaks covenants, I'm sorry. My God is not a God that breaks covenants and promises.
I need you to know me.
Will set up your seed after you. This is what he's promising to David. I will set up your seed. Let's take out the word seed and put in sperm, bloodline, DNA. He's not saying I'll set up your adoptive son twice removed, kind of over here through Mary. No, that's not. This is a patriarchal kingship lineage. I will set up your sperm after you that shall proceed out of your bowels. So the seed, I hate to do this, guys, but we're going to get it. I'm going to nail this home for you.
So, back to it.
Lo, he abhors not the virgins.
I will set up the sperm of your balls, David. God. My God doesn't break a covenant.
You've been talking in the wrong people.
Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
So this one's fun. Word. Capital L logos versus Rima versus little l logos. And we're going to do Kyrios and Theos another time, and Christ. And also monogenes. Another time I keep adding vocabulary for you guys. Because I'm like, oh, while we're here, you might as well do it all.
Knock, knock.
True God, begotten, not created.
Evolutionary Christology says that we're smarter than the dumbasses in the desert. Don't look at them. This final fuckery, the monogenes, this one is deadly. This one is a deadly and final blow to my Trinitarian friends out there. A verse, and we're going to share this tab instead. This is everyone's favorite verse. This is one of the 10 verses that your kindergarten Christians are spouting off because they've memorized it with their ABCs. Okay, so this is verse A. When they're reciting the alphabet, this is the first one they learn.
I said, knock, knock.
God the Son was never born. Supposedly, God the Son in Trinity land has always existed. He was there at creation. He's an uncreated being. And this doesn't say, God so loved the world, he gave Mary's only birthed son. That's not what it says. God gave his birthed son. So if God is Jesus' father and birthed him, then Jesus can't be God because they're not the same substance. And we're right back to Jesus being subordinate. You can't have that in Trinity world.
So how about you put your helmet back on, tuck all that shit back away, and stop being such a distraction to the rest of us?
Not the bad guy asking the Pauline Christian. It says that Jesus ruled in Israel when he didn't. So that prophecy is not true. So Jesus can't be the Messiah. Well, the first thing is it's not what the prophecy says. The prophecy says he shall come forth a ruler of Israel, not a ruler in the land of Israel. It's the ruler of Israel, who is also Ephraim, who is a bloodline and a group and a tribal confederation of peoples. Basic Greek 101. But the guy doesn't choose the Greek or the Hebrew for that matter. He chooses a version of the text. And he asks the Pauline Christian, well, Jesus never ruled in Israel. Explain that. Because if he didn't rule in Israel, he can't be the Messiah. And the fucking Pauline Christian can't explain it. Because first of all, he doesn't know his Bible. And second of all, he doesn't know who Israel is. Because he's not in the covenant. If he was in the covenant, he would be able to answer the questions. Because if you're in the covenant, you are obeying the laws of the covenant, which are the laws of God that Jesus taught, and you're following Jesus to learn the laws of the covenant in following him. But he's not doing that. He's following Paul. So he has no fucking idea what he's talking about, because wisdom is only given to those following the shepherd, who is Jesus. Wisdom is only given to the sheep. That's why Jesus spoke in parables. That's why the Bible's not written for everybody. The Bible is written for the sheep, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And they're supposed to go out and find the other lost sheep of Israel under the kingdom of David.
And where the hell was I? Oh, right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Butter. Butter who?
That's who the Bible's written for, and that's who can understand it. The Jews cannot understand it because they're not in covenant. Under the new covenant, following Jesus in his footsteps with the laws of God correctly. Neither are the Christians. He's the spiritual ruler and the physical ruler of the sheep in the kingdom. He's the ruler of the kingdom, and you're either in the kingdom under covenant or you're not. And if you're not, you don't understand what the fuck's going on. It's very simple. But they chose the wrong grammatical translation, and they're both fumbling around like idiots. And it's embarrassing how poorly the Pauline Christian does with that question. I thought you said Jesus ruled in Israel. Jesus never ruled in Israel, so he can't be the Messiah. Can you explain that to me? He can't. Can't answer this douchebag.
Well, you better get out your umbrellas, because it is about to goddamn rain.
This is the same passage in Greek that he's about to put up in a really shitty English translation.
Did he
Did he do it?
Hello, Pauline Christian.
No answer.
It's amazing how many answers the Pauline Christian churches don't have. Oh, King David. But this is the same fucking prophecy I just had up there. The Bethlehem of Bethlehem Ephrath. Pull back just a little bit. There it is. But you, O Bethlehem of Ephrathah, there's David.
Now, I don't know if any of you have checked tonight's forecast.
Among or surrounded by the clans of Judah. From you, little tiny slice of land from the Abrahamic Covenant given to Ephraim on the mountain, surrounded by people of Judah, but not of the tribes of Judah, the bloodline. From you, Ephraim, Ephrathah, Bethlehem, David, you shall come forth one who is to rule. Blah, blah, blah. It's giving a really bad translation. But it doesn't matter, because Christian can't fucking answer shit anyway.
No answer.
that's the problem with it skipping over this so much is
I'm just reading what the book says.
Right. Out of you comes one who is to rule. Okay, but you're saying that you have perfect knowledge of how that would come to be fulfilled. And I'm with
asking
you.
you if it was fulfilled, how did it get fulfilled? I'm
not saying that he is physically ruling on earth today.
Okay, so
Excuse me?
I'm spiritually the king over Israel. Prove me wrong.
Not fucking cool. You have no fucking idea how not fucking cool that shit is.
So the Pauline Christian just said to the atheist enemy motherfucker, well, that doesn't mean Jesus is physically ruling on earth today. Like, there's no kingdom. Jesus is ruling his kingdom in heaven and earth. But you know why the Pauline Christian doesn't know that? Because he's not in the fucking kingdom. That's why he doesn't know it's there. Because he's not in it. Because he's not in the covenant. That's why. So now suddenly, why didn't say Jesus actually rules on earth? That's the Christian answer. I didn't say Jesus rules on earth. Excuse me? And so the guy immediately goes, oh, so he's a spiritual ruler. Well, I'm the spiritual ruler then. Prove me wrong.
No fucking idea how not fucking cool that shit is. But I think you're going to be up to speed here shortly.
But what I'm saying is that's why I didn't want to bring that up, is I can't prove that he...
Wait. You didn't want to bring it up? Gee, what is the gospel? Pauline Christian?
It won't be just a rainstorm. Hell, it won't be a thunderstorm.
He will tell you, believe and confess with your heart, believe in your mind, you'll be saved. That's what his gospel is. Paul's gospel. What is the gospel? What is the gospel of Jesus, King? What is the gospel of our King? The kingdom is here, and I'm the motherfucking leader of it. The kingdom is at hand. Spread the good news. The kingdom has come. Join the kingdom. Does that mean Jesus ran around telling everybody to kill themselves and join the kingdom in heaven? The kingdom is here. It's all around you. That's the gospel. There is a kingdom, and I'm the leader of it, and it's here, right here on earth. You can't see it with your eyes. That's not the gospel according to this douchebag Pauline. He's, oh, you believe. How far is that going to get him in this argument? No, I didn't say there was really a kingdom of God. Jesus doesn't really rule on earth.
He did, in
Right.
fact, come from Israel without a videotape. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. Let's say he came from Bethlehem. I don't care. Show me where
Right.
he was a ruler.
I would imagine this is what it's like holding your baby for the very first time, except for it turns out my baby can kill people by spitting bullets at them.
Remove. Choke it on the blood in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
Did you hear that? He said, suck my nuts.
Right there, motherfucker. Right there is where I'll show you he's the ruler of heaven and earth. Right there. There's your proof. Now, you might not want to accept that proof. You may not want to believe that proof. That's not my problem. But there's your proof. Right fucking there. He is the ruler of the lost sheep, the house of Israel, under David. Right here on earth. Just been lied to your whole life. And why have you been lied to? Because that's what they fucking do. They've lied about everything. Why wouldn't they lie about this? Right? Great awakening, so they say.
It'll be a goddamn hurricane.
So you don't know that you're supposed to be Israel, the lost sheep of Israel. You don't know God because you're following Paul's logos. And the church doesn't know. Yeah, I mean, you collective, right? All the Christians out in the world. The Islam too, throw them in. And they certainly don't know their Ephraim, who gets destroyed because they're prideful, foolish, and stupid and won't listen and is destroyed for lack of knowledge. They don't know any of that. If they don't know any of that, they certainly don't know Genesis 48, which is here on the screen. It says the covenant was handed down to Ephraim directly from Jacob on his deathbed. The covenant, the Abrahamic covenant, the three-pronged Abrahamic covenant was never, and I mean never, given to Judah, ever. Nor was it given to Babylonian elites who came back, who the Persian king said they were taken by Babylon. The Persian king Cyrus the Great sent them back, the elites only, and they forced everyone to convert to their Babylonian religion called Judaism. And they called themselves Jewish. They weren't given the covenant from Abraham either. It was given to Ephraim. And you know who's fucking up that covenant? Ephraim, who's also known as Israel, because he leads the tribes of Israel, because they fucked it up. And how do they fuck it up? Well, they don't even know their God. You think you're going to tell me you know God and you don't even know you have the Abrahamic fucking covenant because you're too busy following Paul? But sure, the church is going to be just fine. Because Paul said so. They don't even know who has the covenant. The original covenant. Not even talking about the new one. Talking about the Abrahamic covenant. They don't even know. They have no fucking idea. But sure, they know God. It's not just blessing them. He's handing down the patriarchal covenant to them. But you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the whole Abrahamic covenant thing. Ephraim, you dumbasses. Don't worry about the Abrahamic covenant. Just die and hopefully go to the right place. So just do that. Let the bad guys have earth. And you just run around hiding eggs and hope you get a ticket to the right place. That's the way to go. You just turn your back on the entire Abrahamic covenant. tell God to fuck off because you have a new one now because Paul said so.
Put you out of your misery right now.
It's not the new one in Jeremiah 31:31 because the church isn't in that one. That's Israel, Judah stuff. We don't know about that. And then tell me you follow the same God I do. Could you imagine if every Christian knew that they were Ephraim?
Nope. Nope, get him back in line.
No.
Well, long story short, God destroyed it. Because nobody listens. All right, with that cheerful biblical story in mind.
Energy. 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 You cannot fuck with this. Energy. You cannot fuck with this energy. Doodles in the dust. All of those who are listening, don't miss the message judging me. You cannot fuck with this energy.